Hello, lovelies. It has been a minute, and I am happy to bring you a cute little craft today. We're going to make some beeswax cakes to help you wax your threads when you're trying to do your hand sewing. I have a lovely giant box of cosmetic grade beeswax pellets that I ordered off of Amazon, as well as some more local wax. First thing we need to do is set up a double boiler sort of situation. I just used a saucepan and an old jar that had a nice big wide mouth. Now, because I wanted to experiment a bit, I have 3 different types of beeswax cakes I end up making. There's going to be some that are just straight cosmetic grade beeswax. There's some that are going to be straight unfiltered local beeswax, and a third that is going to be a half and half mixture of the two. So for the half and half mixture, I decided to measure it out by weight. That way I knew exactly what I was getting into. To add the beeswax back into the jar to start melting it, I just used a piece of paper and kind of rolled it up as a funnel. It was the easiest, simplest way for me to do it with just some scrap paper I've been using to trace out some embroidery designs. If you are using chunks of beeswax, like big chunks, it's going to take longer to dissolve, and you may or may not get it through the mouth of your jar depending on the size of that chunk. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, you don't want to put beeswax straight onto one of your burners because it can start to do some really weird things. The double boiler keeps it liquid and moving and from trying to scorch against the bottom of your pot. And the nice thing about double boilers is it doesn't matter how heavy your water is boiling. It can go crazy in there, and as long as you've set up a very tall glass jar, you're not going to be getting water vapor into the wax itself, which can make it kind of grainy. You want to avoid getting water vapor, that sort of stuff, into your beeswax cakes. And make sure that you're using hot pads when you pull that jar out. It is going to be super hot. And pour them into your molds. I'm just using these candy making baking silicone molds that I found. This one has cute little ghosties from after Halloween. And they end up being the perfect palm size beeswax cake once they all set up. Depending on how hot your wax was when it was poured, it may take it a little while to try and solidify in your silicone molds. Don't forget, silicone does insulate, so it isn't going to be wicking away that extra heat. After I'm done filling up that entire tray, I stick it in the freezer because I decided that would be the easiest way for me to know it was solid all the way through and get that wax to cool down. If you know of a reason why you shouldn't do this, please let me know in the comments down below. I've had a lot of success with this method. But again, make sure you're using your hot pads when you're removing jars from boiling hot water and trying to pour your wax. The hot wax can also give you some burns. If you are an individual that has ever waxed their body in some way, you might remember having the wax be a little bit too hot at some point. It's going to feel kind of like that. Just be careful. And as long as you're careful, there should not be any issues to worry about. And here come our completed beeswax cakes. Aren't you excited? The freezer really helped speed up trying to solidify these, and since I'm making a giant batch of these for presents, I really needed them to be able to set and pop out of this really easily. You can get them to pop out at room temperature, but that extra time in the freezer really makes the wax separate from the silicone mold that much faster, so that you can just pop these guys right out. If you have little bits of extra wax that cling to the sides of your molded pieces as you pull them out, feel free to bust those off and put them back in your wax pot. And by the time you are done, you can have a ton of cute little shapes. I found this cute set of flowers. I have my little ghosties. And I ended up liking the 50-50 mix best, just for my own personal use. The cosmetic grade on its own tends to get a little crumbly over time, and the unfiltered version of beeswax is kind of tacky. It smells amazing though. So about half and half, or like a mid-filtration on your beeswax, seems to work really, really well and let you get to sewing. If you've been enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a quick thumbs up. That way it can help get out to more folks out here on the algorithm, as well as share it with your friends. Maybe make them a couple of these, and when they ask you where you learned to do it, shoot them a link to the video. I hope you're all having a fantastic holiday season, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and have a good holiday. Bye.